Assalamu alaikum everyone, I'm your host Maham Khan and welcome back to another episode of IFP Connect, which is brought to you by Inside Football Pakistan and powered by Maidan. We have a truly special guest with us today because for the first time ever, we welcome a fan favorite from West Brom, a name that the fans have been eagerly waiting to hear from. She's someone who is adored by a football fraternity and a passionate advocate of women's football. Please welcome the incredible Mariam Mehmood, also known as Super Maz. So, Assalamu alaikum Miriam, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good too. How was your Ramadan? How was Eid?
It was good, thank you.
All right. So, Miriam, congratulations on your success at West Brom so far. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back to your childhood. Tell me, when was your first interaction with football? How did little Miriam get into it, and what drove you to pursuing it as a football career?
So when I was younger, I was quite active and really hyper. So I did enjoy doing a lot of different sports. So I used to do gymnastics, cricket, netball when I was in school. And then as I got older, I realised that I wanted to do a sport outside of school. And my family is quite football mad. So my dad plays football, my brother, my uncle, my cousins, they all play. And then one day they were in the park playing and I decided that I wanted to join. And I really enjoyed it. So then I joined a team, my first team at 12 years old. And so, yeah, I've been playing ever since. And I really do enjoy playing. I enjoy the lifestyle it gives, training all the time. So I think that's why I've decided to pursue it further.
Oh, that sounds incredible. So, did you join a proper club at a young age? Was it like a school team or somewhat like that?
So at 12, I joined a local grassroots team. So it was a proper club, but they were the lower league. And then after one season, I decided to trial for West Brom and some of the other Midlands clubs. And I got into West Brom at 13, so I'd been there ever since.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty bold connection. You have joined them from such a young age.
Yeah.
All right. So, Miriam, women in sports face a lot of challenges. Can you share about your early days? Were there any cultural or societal challenges that you faced? And, how did you navigate through them?
Well, there's obviously some stereotypes that women shouldn't play sports. But I had a really supportive family, so my dad was really supportive of me, and he kind of, whenever someone would say anything, he'd shut them down and be like, this is what she wants to do, this is what she enjoys, she's going to do it. And obviously no one else can really say anything. If my dad agrees with it, then that's all that matters.
True. If your close ones are supporting you, I don't think the other noise matters.
No.
All right. So you play as a forward, right?
Yes.
So why did you choose this position specifically? Did your coaches, push you to play as a forward? Why not a midfielder or a defender? So what was the reason behind choosing this position specifically?
So, well, I don't really know. I think when I first started playing, I think my dad chose my position. I think he said that, you're going to be a striker. And score goals. And I had attributes as a striker, so I wasn't very big and I wasn't that strong. I was quite small build, and I was just fast and nimble and quite agile. So I think with those attributes, that's kind of how my position just came naturally. So yeah.
So are there any forwards that that you really look forward to or try to model your game after?
I really like Sam Kerr. So the way she plays football is, I do try to take bits from it. Even when I was younger, I grew up watching Messi, and he's obviously very short. And the way he's able to just beat defenders who are really big and strong, which is something also that I try to take.
All right. So is there any English Premier Club that you love, that you grew up watching, that you totally fan over?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I watched a lot of Arsenal. But as I've got older, I've not watched as much because a lot of the games clash with my training and matches.
This podcast has been powered by Maidan. Maidan is a pickup app you can use to play football near you. To quickly go over some of its features, the Match tab will enlist all the relevant details for you, like the location and the time. Lineup tab में आपको confirmed players की list उनकी peer-to-peer ratings और उनके individual statistics भी नजर आएंगे. You can use this tab to join the team. Ground tab में आपको pitch information भी मिल जाएगी. Head over to the wall tab to interact with the team. The Maidan app also has a create feature which you can use to book yourself a match anywhere and also to find yourself a team. The chat feature allows you to speak to other players. Your match stats can be found underneath the stats tab on your profile. हर मैच के बाद आपको एक पोस्ट मैच एनालिसिस का ऑप्शन मिलेगा जिसमें आप हर प्लेयर को रेट कर सकते हैं. Maidan app also offers you benefits like cashbacks and live bookings are set to be introduced soon. ये ऐप सिर्फ प्लेयर्स नहीं बल्कि ग्राउंड मैनेजर्स को भी cater करती है. They can use the Maidan dashboard to schedule and keep track of matches. So what are you waiting for? Use the pickup app and find yourself a team, a slot, and go play football even if your friends are too busy.
So you aren't a gunner, or are you?
Well, I am. My family's Gunners.
Oh, that sounds great. Acha. So, Miriam, back in the December of 2022, Sky Sports reported that you were in discussion with the Pakistan national team. And now fast forwarding to 2025, you spoke in a recent interview. We have a quote from you that it was an immense honor of being called up. Now, as we see the Asian Cup approaching, can we expect Supermaz in Pakistan's green and white jersey?
It's a work in progress. Ooh. So there's stuff happening behind the scenes. It's just whether it gets done in time.
Interesting. That sounds really interesting. I mean, the fans over here absolutely love you, and they'd be over the moon if they see you in a jersey. Acha. So, Miriam, I would also really like to know what was your highlight of your career so far, and what makes it so special for you?
I think just for me, it's my highlight of my career is every time that we win, every time I score a goal. It's the little successes that make the highlight of my career, if that makes sense. So it's the little wins for me.
Okay, that sounds great. Acha, Miriam, so now we'll do a quick rapid fire to take a break from these questions. So it just lightens up the mood. So are you ready? It'll be just, I'll ask you questions and you have to just, instantly give me the answer.
Okay.
All right. Acha. So the first question is English food or Pakistani?
Oh, Pakistani food.
So if Pakistani, what's your favorite Pakistani dish?
Biryani.
Ooh, that is a bold choice. Now, I have another question for you. Have you tried biryani with potatoes or do you like without potatoes?
No, I like it with potatoes.
Ooh, cultured one, I must say. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I am a night owl.
Ooh, acha. So now, while taking a pen, do you prefer power or precision?
Power.
What sort of opponent annoys you the most? Diver or trash talker?
Trash talker.
Any other hobby outside football?
I like watching movies.
Favorite movie?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Would you rather play in rain or snow?
Rain.
Now, this question is, a litmus test, I must say. Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Cultured. I'm a big Messi fan myself. Headers or volleys?
Volleys.
And again, favorite football team? I'm sensing it's Arsenal again.
Arsenal or Barcelona.
Oh, I am a huge Barca fan myself. Okay, so returning to our questions. So you have progressed from West Brom's youth setup to their senior team. How do you think your game has evolved over the years, and what aspects of your skill set are you currently focused on improving?
So I think what attribute of mine that's developed a lot is my strength and speed of play. So the transition from going to girls football into women's is huge, and it takes a while to get used to. And even now, sometimes I may struggle with the physicality because the women are really big and strong, and they have years of experience. So I think that's kind of an attribute that I've developed and I'm still working on. And what was the other question?
The other question was that what are the other skills that you are currently focused on improving?
So yeah, strength. I still want to work on my speed. Like, I feel like you can always work on it. And just like a bit of the basics, like shooting, passing, crossing. Like, I think it's all important.
Miriam, you're a young player, and you're the future of football. So your perspective means a lot. Do you think that the physical training is very important, but the mental training of players, young players, is also really important to cater to the pressure?
I think it's very overlooked, the mental training. Like, psychologically, I think it's very overlooked. I don't think many people see players as people rather than like they just see them as players rather than people. And like, I feel like it's the pressures and the expectations and the standards that players have to like withhold is overlooked. So I think it's really important, and I do think it's overlooked, and I think it needs to get better.
True. And when you're playing for your club, there are a lot of expectations. And even when you're playing for the national team, there's a lot of expectations. You have yet to experience the national team's pressure, but for the club, that in your entire career. So how do you cope up with that pressure?
I think having a good coaching staff around you, a good support system. I feel like you need to know that you're not alone in this, and that you do speak to someone. I think that's the best way to kind of cope.
True. You really need a good environment so that after a game, even if it's a win or a loss, they're there to, cope up with you, to cater you, to, comfort you. That's really important.
Yes, exactly.
So, South Asian representation in the professional football, it remains really limited. A bunch of players like yourself who have South Asian heritage, and even here, I have mentioned it several times. So, what more do you think can be done to encourage greater participation and visibility for South Asian athletes, especially in the Women's Premier League?
I think that there needs to be more funding going into women's football, and I think there needs to be more scouts at local teams in more like diverse areas. So I know Birmingham is a very diverse city. So I think like the number of scouts there are around the country needs to be improved. So then there's going to be so much South Asian talent that just goes missing. Like they won't get progressed, and they kind of just like pushed to the side. And I feel like if you get more scouts to bring them into academies and better setups, and then that way they can hopefully progress through their academies into first teams, and then hopefully in the Premier League.
Exactly. Do you have to say anything for your fans in Pakistan, in West Brom?
Well, thank you for all the support. I really do appreciate it.
That sounds incredible. Honestly, Maz, I had incredible conversation with you. Hearing about your journey, your passion for the game, it is truly inspiring. One thing's for certain, that this is just the beginning for you, and that you're meant for greatness. And for all the fans out there, keep your eyes on a rising star, Mariam Mehmood, because she's just getting started.